Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Hidden Secret of Malaysian Culture virtual event. My name is Leni Musfira Naili, and I will be your host for today. This event is a part of Hospitality and Tourism Month, Reimagine Hospitality, Redefine Future, organized by Diploma in Hotel Management students who are currently taking event and banquet management class. Before we start our event, please scan the QR code shown on the screen to register for you to able to receive e-certificate. The certificate will be given through your email, and while you are filling up the form, we will play a short video for you guys. Enjoy!
but you don't succeed. And feel so tired that you go. Years come, you lose something you can't replace. Could it be lights will go and ignite to fix you?
Let's move on to the. So, are you guys excited to know more about Malaysian culture? Please press Y on the live chat. Let's go. If you guys excited, give some response. Y, give. Okay, that's all. Now we go to the move on. Here, do and don'ts of this event. So first of all, if you have any inquiries, you may address it by using the live chat. And please do not put in appropriate text in live chat, yeah? Okay, so now here is our event itinerary for today. At the 3 until 3:10 p.m. will be have a welcoming participant and an opening speech by Principal Mr. Kelvin Chan. 3:20 until 3:50 p.m. interview section by Datuk Tangga Velu. Following to 4:20 p.m. talk section by Mr. Wan Ikma. Until 4:30 p.m. we'll be have a video sharing of a Malaysian culture. 4:30 until 4:40 we'll be have a quiz time, and 4:40 until 4:50 p.m. special appearance by Tengku Ahmad Ridaudin. And 4:50 until 4:55 p.m. we'll be have a video competition sharing that you guys are excited about it. And now until the end of event is 4:55 until 5 p.m. So what do you think about the activities? Do comment the live chat as usual. Okay. So now the next, joining us today, our principal of Segi College Subang Jaya, Mr. Kelvin Chan, and Mr. Akmal Hafiz, the Deputy Head of Department Hospitality and Tourism School, Segi College Subang Jaya. So, are you guys curious to know who is our honorable speaker? So, our honorable speaker for today are Datuk Tangga Velu Kupusami, the Deputy President of Malaysia Tourism Council, Mr. Wan Ikmal, the Deputy Package Development Division of Malaysia Tourism, and our guest. Jury for today is Tengku Ahmad Ridaudin, the Chairman Malay Arts Community Organisation. So I would like to call upon Mr. Kelvin Chan, Principal of Segi College Subang Jaya, to give his opening speech and to officiate this event. And let's give a round of applause to Mr. Kelvin Chan.
Thank you very much to the MC and to all the committee members organizing this event. Good afternoon to all invited speakers on this auspicious occasion. I'm Kelvin, Principal of Segi College Subang Jaya. I would like to say thank you to all the participants for taking your time out of your busy schedule together with us today to brighten the hidden secret of Malaysian culture webinar event. This event is held by students of Diploma in Hotel Management of Segi College Subang Jaya for the event and banquet management subject. And this event is conducted in conjunction with the Hospitality and Tourism Month with the tagline, "We imagine hospitality, we define future." I would also like to take this opportunity to extend my appreciation to Dato' Tanggavelu Kopusami, Deputy President of the Malaysia Tourism Council, Mr. Wang Ekmau, the Deputy Director, Package Development Division, Tourism Malaysia, as the speaker, and Tengku Ahmad Ridauding, Chairman of Malay Art Community Organisation, as jury for the competition for this event, which will expose our young hospitality and tourism students and participants on the Malaysia culture tourism. Based on what I've been informed, this event was intended to explore the hidden gems of Malaysian culture and also to exhibit Malaysia's unique culture to all the participants. Hopefully, this event will be the catalyst for everyone to have a better understanding of our hidden secret of Malaysian culture tourism and know exactly how the tourism exposes our culture around the world. Before I end this speech, I would like to say well done and congratulations to the organizing committee for successfully managing this event, which is very beneficial for all people. It gives me great pleasure to officiate this event. Thank you. Back to you, MC.
Thank you, Mr. Kelvin, for that wonderful speech. With that, our event has officially started. Without further ado, let's invite Datuk Tanggavelu Kupusami, the President Director of Malaysia Tourism Council, to have a sharing section with us. So we open the floor to participant who is curious to know more about MTC. You may put it in the live chat also. Okay? Welcome Datuk Tanggavelu Kupusami.
Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you, the MC or the host, Lenny.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure to be here with you all today, and it is thank you to the chairman and the organization committee of this particular event.
Okay,
I
so
think, yes.
Datuk Tanggavelu Kupusami, can you introduce yourself first to the audience, to the
Okay.
participant?
Okay, I am the deputy president for the Malaysia Tourism Council. I'm also heading the president for the Malaysian Indian Travel and Tour Association. Indeed, Ministry of Tourism, they have got about 8 or 9 organizations which is recognized and acknowledged by them. And one of them is Malaysian Indian Travel and Tour Association. You all should know MATA is one of the biggest. Likewise, we have the MCTA, Bumitra, and the Malaysian Inbound Tourism Association. So I am the president for Malaysian Indian Tour and Travel Association, deputy president for Malaysia Tourism Council. I've been with I was with the Malaysian Airlines for about 32 years. I've been around the world practically. If I were to shortly wanted to say, I've been to London 200 times, 300 times to Hong Kong, things like that. So I can compare a lot of things about tourism from Malaysia and other countries. And I'm also the vice president for the Association Tourism Training Institute of Malaysia, in short, ATIM. We also have a training provider institute we call InstaTech. We do have a travel agency, we call that Grand Lotus Travel Agency. We were appointed by the Indian High Commission as the outsourced agent for the Indian visa. And I have overall about 40 over years experience in the travel and tourism industry.
Okay, now Datuk Tanggavelu, I have some question for you, and then I hope that's enjoy. So the first question is, as we know, you're a deputy president in MTC. So can you explain a bit what is the purpose of MTC?
Okay, Malaysia Tourism Council is previously known as National Tourism Council of Malaysia. In short, we call NTCM. So now it is called MTC. It is actually a politically independent and heart-driven organization working solely for the benefit of industry. The work expands from organizing intellectual disclosure to community action for tourism players. MTC has members all over the country and is open to NGOs who wishes to see a sustainable tourism development. Our members are based on organizations as well as professional bodies who are experts in their field. Membership is open to everyone who shares the principles described in our constitution. We offer material and addresses issues relating to tourism and culture and on topics ranging from new ventures to community-based projects. The Committee of Tourism in 1986, the Cabinet Committee in 1986 recommended that National Tourism body to be set up to voice the tourism industry and interface with the government on all matters relating to the industry. So at that juncture, the Assembly of Tourism Organization have decided to have the National Tourism Council, and now known as Malaysian Tourism Council. And the official birth date of the NTCM was 1st July 1986, registered under the Societies Act 1986. We have practically have about 5 pillars. Out of the 5 pillars, the most important pillars are the education and training. And the second one is market development. And we have the relationship, technology, and community sustainable. So these are the 5 pillars we form, and we have members from various associations, and quite a number of them are also from the cultural associations. And that is the main purpose of, and MTC is practically, it is an umbrella body, and all associations, all travel and tourism associations register with Malaysia Tourism Council and MTC. That is our purpose, and we take care of the associations, and we have negotiations liaison with the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of International Trade, Ministry of Finance, and practically all the ministries which involves in tourism industry.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Datuk Tangavilu. So actually, I have 5 questions. So this one is the number 1. Then gonna continue to number 2. So how Tourism Malaysia Council survived during this pandemic?
Okay, this is I think not only Malaysia Tourism Council, the entire tourism industry. If you talk about the tourism industry, is the first one to be affected, and it is still yet to recover fully. It has recovered to a certain extent for domestically, but international tourism is totally at the moment is standstill because our borders are closed, and the conditional movement control order has been still in place in 6 other states. So movement from state to state is also restricted. So what MTC at the moment is practically doing is skilling and giving training and education more to the members of the associations. So at the moment, we are practically surviving on domestic tourism. Our members are surviving on tourism. We do have members from the hotel associations. They are practically suffering because most of the hotels depend on foreign tourists. Everybody knows tourism brings in the gross net income for Malaysia. Apart from oil and gas, tourism is the next highest. So it is at the moment very badly affected. But during the pandemic, nevertheless, our members started to survive, strive for upskilling on education and training.
The next one, number 3. How tourism protect the natural environmental visited by tourists?
Okay, tourism, if you talk about it, we do have like, if you're saying about tourism, there are 3 basic forms of tourism: domestic tourism, inbound tourism, and outbound tourism. So domestic tourism refers to activities of a visitor within their country of residence and outside of their home. And the forms of tourism, we have various forms of tourism. We have adventure tourism, atomic tourism, bicycle tours, beach tourism, and most importantly, the cultural tourism. Ecotourism, we have geotourism, industrial, medical, religious, rural, space, sports, sustainable tourism, and virtual tourism, war tourism, wildlife tourism. Among them, the culture is one of the most important and the best for Malaysia. The reason is Malaysia has varieties of culture, particularly when you take about the race and we see the religion and race we have encompassed with multiracial, multicultural. So people from various part of the world, when they come to Malaysia, they can enjoy the culture, multicultural in Malaysia. So among the cultures, if you are talking about cultures, we have attitudes, we have the beliefs, the language, the customs, rituals, behavior, faith and religion, art, drama and music, food. So there are various types of cultures we do have. So in that basis, when we talk about culture, Malaysia is one of the richest country in Southeast Asia for encompassing with multiracial cultures. And to protect the nature and environment also visited by tourists, we do have a various way of protection. So tourism can also actively contribute the conservation of the natural, social, and economic environment. So the money we derive from, or the money received from the tourists, we can maintain the nature or by establishing natural parks and protected areas, employing and training specialized staff, and financing environmental education for local people and tourists. So based on that, I think we are, at the moment, we can see, just a moment now. Oh, sorry.
So Dato, is there any happen?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm here. Okay, we'll go to the technical. So based on this, the benefit tourism can enhance is local cultural awareness. That is one of the best benefit we have. The second one is tourism can generate revenue to help pay for the preservation of archaeological sites, historical buildings, and districts. The other benefit we have is, despite criticism about the alteration of culture to unacceptable levels, the sharing of cultural knowledge and experience can be beneficial for hosts and guests of tourism destination and can result in the revival of local traditions and crafts.
So Dato, hold on first. There have something wrong with the mic.
Oh,
Encore, because we hear an encore over here. Encore.
can you hear me now clearly?
It's still encore. Echo. It's still echo.
Hello. Yeah.
Wait for a while, Dato. Okay, Dato can speak again.
Hello.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, but I don't have the picture at the moment. Okay. still get the echo.
We'll get a bit echo.
Testing.
Okay, Dato, can speak.
Hello.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Can.
Okay. You can throw me the question again.
So for the third question is about how tourism protect the natural environmental visited by tourists.
Okay, tourism, I mean, if you are talking about the how it is affecting, it is to protect. So protection, it comes when it is, the damage is normally, it is a little bit on the influence of the foreigners. When the foreigners come here, they may influence or emulate to begin the speech and the attire. This is normal from any country. If somebody has come here and influence, they can influence the culture. Apart from that, historic sites can be damaged through tourism development and pressure. Certain places can be damaged because if you see even the Colosseum in Rome, it has been damaged. If you go to the Egypt, the pyramid has been damaged. The culture-wise, buildings-wise, it can be damaged, but it can be repaired. But culture, it can be forgotten if the influence of the foreigners. There can be a long-term damage to cultural traditions and the erosion of cultural values. It can result in change beyond a level acceptable to the host destinations. These are some of the things which can affect and damage the local. So to prevent this, there are some tips we can look into it. To promote cultural projects, clearly identify our target audience. So certain target audience is very important. And you don't always need the media for culture. And an individual approach to journalists instead of to press release. So create a life story and use human language, we can promote cultural projects. Generate quality content. Use both media and direct communication on online and offline communications. These are some of the ways we can protect the culture and promote the culture.
Okay, now we go to the third question, which is how tourism protect the natural. Okay, the number 4, sorry, Dato. So how to create the awareness of local tourism heritage and culture towards young tourists like us. And then, because nowadays youngster is looking forward to urban tourism, so something posh and trendy. So compared to heritage and culture tourism.
Okay, generally the youngsters nowadays, they prefer to go more on technological type of tourism. As I mentioned, there are almost about 20 types of tourism ventures available. The youngsters, most of them like to go for more trendy, adventurous type of tourism. Cultural tourism is practically more like assigned to the elderlies and those who are above 40, 50. They are the ones who like to explore. Culture is more like historical. Historical, that means you are preservations. And people like to follow. Like me, I would like to still, I would like to go back to the place where I was born and brought up, and I would like to go back and see the place where I was living. That is part of culture, and I want to see how my childhood days I passed by. So likewise, our cultures are way behind 300, 400, 500 years and 1,000 years ago also. If you see the Chinese culture and the Indian culture and our Malaysian culture, it's all few hundred years behind. And the interest for the youngsters must be there. They would like to reverse back and see the past. So the cultures is part of it is history, and part of it is also preservation of the from the ancestors. If the ancestors from the school, from the parents, grandparents, if they have educated and brought along the cultures towards the children, then it will follow by. If they have forgotten, then you will see the youngsters have forgotten about the culture. Culture, in our way, we can see in many ways. One is beliefs. The belief of, we still believe in a lot of things on faith. We have a belief in faith, the way we do our prayers. It can be Islam, it can be Hinduism, it can be Christianity, but the way we do, we are practically following the cultures and the beliefs and faiths. The other one, food. Food is also part of our culture. So we have various types of food which we are still eating. We are not following the Western type of food. We still love to eat our own food. The other one is behaviors. The Asian culture, particularly the Malaysian culture, it's a very humble and polite culture. So we see an elderly person, we still give them the respect. So that type of things, it has to be brought in from the elderly people. The younger generation tend to follow the more on the Western culture, particularly those who go overseas and get educated. They tend to forget about the local culture. And when they tend to forget, then the culture is more like it gets diminished, it gets erased off from the story and also in their behaviors. Okay, youngsters at the moment, as I said, the only way we can influence is from the school. It has to be taught. The parents and the grandparents has to teach and preach them what is the value of the customs, how it is beneficial to the youngsters. If the youngsters tend to follow the Western or forget about the cultures in Malaysia or the local cultures, then you can see slowly the culture will more like it erase off from our history. So the importance overall is the education from the school and the parents are the very important things.
Okay, thank you. Now we have the last question for Dato. So, what is the most important challenge in making understanding young tourists and the local culture they visited?
Okay, the young tourists, if you're talking about the Malaysian youngsters, yes, in Malaysia itself, we got plenty of places to visit. And we must know our World Heritage sites, which is recognized also, and the places they have to visit. But most of them, as I said, they love to go to theme parks, adventurous tours, and things like that. So the youngsters at the moment, they are not keen in culture and nature. This culture and nature blends together. Nature and culture practically they work hand in hand, and those who love nature definitely will love culture. So in order to maintain and sustain culture, we must make sure the youngsters love nature. Currently, because of the pandemic, most of them are unable to travel overseas or unable to take part in a lot of events like theme parks and all that. So it has a certain amount of influence and advantage during the pandemic time. A lot of them has visited a lot of natural places, a lot of flora and fauna, nature, and that has come into part of it as culture. So wherever they go, they have some benefits. And now, if you say we have in Malaysia homestay program, there is another way of learning cultures. See, if you see compared to Singapore and Malaysia, Singaporeans they do not have a lot of nature. They do not have much culture to continue or to follow. So a lot of Singaporeans they do come here to Malaysia, and they do stay in homestays to understand the Malaysian culture. And likewise, our local youngsters they should learn to understand the culture and learn to more like share the cultures with the other communities. We have various races in Malaysia, so we have to share our cultures among ourselves first, then we can share our cultures with the youngsters overseas. I've been to Japan several times. In Japan, they will preserve the culture, educate and train the youngsters from the school days itself. Even the youngsters from the primary schools, they do more like exchange programs. They come to Malaysia, and Malaysians go and stay in their home. And when they stay in their home, they learn about their cultures and the Japanese cultures, how they cook, how they eat, how they behave, how they spend the time, and how they sleep, and how they pass their time. Likewise, the Japanese love to come to Malaysia to see to know about the Malaysian culture. They would like to come and stay in a kampung house, in a homestay program, and they love to see how the Malaysian culture is being practiced, and they learn. So likewise, if you're talking about our youngsters, how to influence them into our culture, definitely, again, it comes back from the schools, training, education system must be there, and for to introduce a program and culture nature. And even we youngsters, they are practically not venturing into culture and nature. More like, as I said earlier and again and again, they like to see more technology, something which is interesting them. Here it is, they find it is a time wasting. Going and seeing nature is a time wasting. You must live in a countries like countries where, like Middle East countries, practically they do not have nature. The sense, the desert and all that. So they love to come and visit Malaysia to see our nature. Our natural flora and fauna is something amazing. So when they come and see natural nature, they love to see also the culture. Most of the Asian countries, they still sustain and maintain the nature and culture, and it is still a valuable asset for the country. And tourism, particularly in Malaysia, if you go to Sabah and Sarawak, we do have a lot of nature. And if you go to Sarawak, we got a lot of cultures. The tribes in Sarawak, we know only few. Most probably we know the Ibans, we know about the Malanaos, Badayu, and few of the Kenya and Kayans. But there are more than that what we know. So individual tribes of people, they have their own culture. And if you are interested about the culture, then you'll go very deep into individual tribes, how they live day to day, and their habits and their food and their clothing and their system and everything. You will be love to see. And they are definitely, they are different from others. Even the Malaysians, from state to state, we have a different culture. So all this has to be influenced, and in order to be influenced, it has to be interesting. If the culture is not interesting, the youngsters will not, they will not follow them. And majority of the youngsters in Malaysia, I think we have to deeply influence them and show them how interesting it is, the culture. It is like something, if you are going to a butterfly park or butterfly farm, unless you like to see each of the butterfly with your microscopic glass. If you don't see from the magnificent glass, you do not see the colorfulness of the butterfly. Similar to culture, we must influence them to show them how interesting is culture, and in-depth study of the culture has to be prevailed. These are some of the points which I can say during this time. Yes, Lenny?
Okay, that's it for the question. And now, thank you, Dato' Tanggaveldu Kupusami, for your willingness to share the information with us. And then, of course, the information is really very knowledgeable. So now we will have some questions from the floor from the participants. So if they have any question, you can state in the live chat. Let's go for the Q&A section. You want to ask about how the culture, how the things. So now we have the question from Nur Ain. Question for Datuk Tangga Velu. Yes, of course. What are the South Asian government approach to mitigate the issue relating to COVID pandemic and tourism?
Okay, South Asian government more like the approaches to mitigate the issues relating to COVID pandemic and tourism. This is a very interesting, but it is not that much to do culture, but a general question: what is at the moment tourism is suffering or action is to revival. Currently, at the moment, most of the countries have closed the borders. Not only South Asian countries, most of the countries in the world have closed the borders to protect their countries' first wealth, then the health. So every country is looking into life and livelihood. It is similar to wealth and health. So most of the countries are protecting their own country. You can see the seriousness and protection of the countries in the world, particularly in New Zealand and Australia. They are very, very particular about health and wealth. Particularly on the, if you see any of the dairy products and things like that, even when you normal visit. So Malaysia, likewise, also we protect, and South Asian countries also we protect. So we are first seriously concerned about our health. So we are trying to reduce the infection of the pandemic COVID. Okay. Apart from that, at the moment, they do have some form of travels to neighboring countries or to South Asian countries, more to with the approval of the respective high commissions and embassies, you can travel. For example, somebody wants to travel to India, they do have flights practically daily. They do travel more on medical reason, education reasons, or business reasons, or visiting relatives and family. Tourism at the moment, it has been put on a hold, most of the countries. But there are countries which have declared by World Health Organization as green zone countries. They do create travel bubbles. So both the countries agree. For example, certain countries, they do agree, okay, my country is now totally free from the infections. We are free and you are free. So our countries, tourism still can be seen, both the tourist arrival from both the countries do exchange that we call travel bubbles. So in that way, at the moment, some form of tourism is still taking place. But to my opinion, I feel by end of this year, if most of the countries have the vaccination, the population have been vaccinated, you can see these travel bubbles will bubble it very seriously. Because once the travel bubbles takes place, country to country, it will take place. The countries which have not vaccination has not take place, the infection is not reduced, you will see it will be left out. So I think Malaysia or any country for that matter who's interested in the tourism business, first thing they have to ensure that they get the recognition by the World Health Organization that the country is a green zone. So in order to get the green zone, we have to reduce our infection. That is what we are doing now, the Ministry of Health is doing. The second one is everybody should get vaccinated. And the day will come, you will get a vaccination book or travel pass book, whereby the country which you're visiting, they will say, have you been vaccinated? If you're vaccinated, you can come to my country. So likewise, we will also welcome tourists from a country where, or from a person who is vaccinated. So I can see tourism, it's a matter of time, it will take off. By end of this year, most probably, most of the countries will have the population vaccinated, and slowly the borders will be opening. And by next year, second half, I think, though the IATA and most of the World Travel Organizations, they have predicted it will be 2024, but I feel by end of 2022, things get normal.
Okay, now we have a question from P. Amira. How to re-stabilize the tourism sector during this pandemic?
It is quite similar to the answers I've given earlier. To re-stabilize the tourism sector during this time, it is first thing is, as I said again and again, we have to reduce our infection. As if we can reduce it to 2 digit, is very good. At the moment, the day before yesterday, we had the 3 digits, then back to 4 digits. If we can reduce it to 2 digit, the first thing, if Singapore and Thailand can accept the Malaysian tourists, then our stabilization will come back to normal. The neighbors, first thing, your neighbor, why we go to Singapore and Thailand? Why we have to go throughout the world? If Selangorians, people from Selangor can be accepted in Negeri Sembilan and Melaka, is very good already. Even Selangor people at the moment, we are under conditional movement control order. We cannot cross border of the interstate also. So first, from district to district, we should be able to go. State to state in the country have to go. Then from country to country, if we are allowed to go to Singapore and we are allowed to go to Brunei, Indonesia and Thailand, our neighboring country, then we can see the stabilization of tourism industry will be there. So reduce infection, get everybody vaccinated, and tourism will start to flourish.
Now is the last question from Nur Shakika, which is what your expression when the government say all people cannot cross the state?
Oh, cannot cross the state. Oh, then yeah, more like it will become a standstill. That is how in 18th March 2020, when the announcement came, MCO, nobody can go out of the house. So that time the movement control orders very strict, and if we cannot cross, we cannot move, then it will be standstill. But I don't see we will be facing the same situation anymore. Things have been improved. So we should be more on positive thinking that we should be able to now cross state move. Instead of cannot, I think we should be able to move from place to place. That is from first thing state to state in our own country, then to the neighboring country, then to the Asian countries, then to the world. Likewise, the other countries also will be thinking the same. They also would like to come to Malaysia. There are a lot of people plan to come to Malaysia. Indeed, 2020 was the Visit Malaysia year. Tourism Malaysia have practically planned the plan was very big. They've called all the tour and travel operators many times for a meeting, and the budget was allocated, and it has been a big plan, and they wanted to touch the 100 billion ringgit receipt, and they plan to have at least 30 million tourists for 2020. It was unfortunate, but it is something like World War I and II. Unfortunate, we had something like this pandemic has come and affected the tourism, but it is not the end. I feel we will be seeing. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and day by day, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter and brighter. So we have to think positively. And I am in the tourism industry. I'm seeing that it is positive for me, and it is a matter of time. So as a Malaysian, we have to abide by the rules and regulations imposed by the various ministries in order to expedite the reduction in the infection. That is our first thing. And the second thing, we get ourselves vaccinated. So we have to show to the whole world Malaysia is at the moment is free from the COVID pandemic. Once we can show that, we can see tourists coming in, and then definitely cultural tourism, adventurous tourism, leisure tourism in Malaysia will take part. And that those who are involved in the tourism industry will start to survive. So at the moment, most of them are suffering. Though there is some bantuan and help from the Penjana, Permai, Permakasa, all these are there, but still most of the tour and travel operators or the hoteliers, theme park owners are suffering. But let's think positive. Let's see the light at the end of the tunnel gets brighter and brighter, and let's see tourism will explore. And for those who are studying tourism, just it's a matter of time. The explosion is going to come. It's going to be a jet stream suddenly. Once this pandemic is cleared, you will see the way the tourism is going to explode. You will be surprised. There will be sudden rise in tourism arrivals into Malaysia, or tourists from Malaysia going to the other part of the world. By next year, I can see a lot of tourism. Those people who have been waiting, not spending for the last 2 years, they are going to spend lavishly, and they can see that tourism is going to be the next in the expenditures.
Okay, thank you so much, Dato Tangga Velu Kupasami, for your time for this all question. And then now we're gonna go to the next segment. So are you guys excited for the second speaker, which is there? Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Wan Ikmal, the Deputy Director, Package Development Division, Tourism Malaysia. He will talk about the role of Tourism Malaysia in promoting cultural and heritage tourism. So let's please welcome Mr. Wan Ikmal. So first of all, for the participant, if you have any question, you may straight address them on the live chat. Let's go, Mr. Ikmal.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you, Lenny. Assalamualaikum to all, and a very good afternoon to the earlier speaker, Dato Tangga Velu from Malaysia Tourism Council, and all the audience who are watching. I believe we have never crossed each other before, Dato. Therefore, I am pleased and honored to share this platform with you. To the principal, Mr. Calvin and Mr. Akmal, pleased to meet you too. Okay, a brief about myself. My name is Wan Ikmal bin Khalil. I am the Deputy Director for Tourism Malaysia. I joined Tourism Malaysia 13 years ago on 2008, starting with the research division. 5 years later, I was transferred to Human Resource Division, and later on 2017, I was given the responsibility to co-head Tourism Malaysia Negeri Sembilan State Office, before finally I am here with the Package and Development Division headquarters. During my service in the tourism industry, I was awarded honorable recognition by the State Governor of Melaka with Bintang Khidmat Terpuji on 2011. And last year, 2020, being awarded Bintang Ahli Sipil Negeri Sembilan by the State Ruler of Negeri Sembilan. And at ministry level, I've achieved award for excellent service on 2011, 2015, and 2017. And I'm proud also to tell you that I've managed to be listed in the Guinness World Record and Malaysia Book Record for longest chain of people clustering reef at Gunung Angsi, Negeri Sembilan, which is on 19 August 2017. This is also part of my segment in doing ecotourism. As for my previous working experience, I was an executive and assistant manager for Northport Malaysia Berhad in Port Klang and the National Petroleum Company, Petronas, stationed at KLCC. And for me, it is actually a 360 paradigm shift for me from vessel operations, container cargo operations, oil and gas procurement to a different scenario of heartfelt and friendly tourism industry. My education background, I graduated from the ITM Shah Alam and Lincoln University, New Zealand, a training program sponsored by Majlis Amanah Rakyat, having a bachelor's in business admin, majoring in finance. I'm also a certified human resource practitioner by the Malaysian Institute of Human Resource Management. Okay, without further ado, I think I will continue with the topic, the role of Tourism Malaysia in promoting cultural and heritage tourism. In continuation of what has been told earlier by MTC, by Datuk, I will direct the audience to micro perspective on how we promote culture and heritage segments. Basically, Tourism Malaysia is a Tourism Malaysia Promotion Board. It is an agency under the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture Malaysia. Other related agencies concerning culture and heritage under the same ministry are Department of National Heritage, Department of Museum Malaysia, National Department for Culture and Arts, and Istana Budaya. Next slide. Okay, each of us have our own unique function, but to summarize, Tourism Malaysia acts as the marketing arm, or easier said, we are as a salesman for product concerning culture and heritage segment. Okay, basically in the slide is our function of Tourism Malaysia. You can just glance through. Okay, what are the culture and heritage products? Okay, next. For better understanding, you can browse for heritage.gov.my. This is the Department of National Heritage. Okay, I repeat, heritage.gov.my. Okay, mainly there are two types of cultural and heritage products. It consists of tangible and intangible. Okay, you can skip this slide. Okay, next. Okay, this is actually our vision, mission, and our objective. Okay, for the time being, tourism as primary contributor of national revenue and socio-economic development. Our mission is to market Malaysia as premier destination, and our objective is to increase foreign tourist arrival, increase average stay, and stimulate domestic tourism, and increase the MICE share. But for the time being, the objective for the current pandemic situation is to stimulate the domestic tourism. Okay, next. This is all our regional office. Okay, we got 15 TICs. TICs refers to Tourism Information Center. Okay, we have it at all the entry points throughout Sabah Sarawak. Okay, next is our overseas office. We have 30 officers and 7 marketing representatives. Okay, next. Okay, this is all our officers. Okay, next. Okay, basically this is the facts and figure for the year 2020. The current figure has yet to receive because we are still calculating, but basically we are having a decline for about 74% in the tourism arrival and for the tourist arrival. Okay, next. Okay, you can also go to next one. Okay, I will proceed with the product for cultural and heritage. This is basically the definition by Timothy and Boyd in his journal on 2006. Culture and heritage tourism is relies on living and built elements of culture. The use of the tangible and intangible past as a tourism resources encompasses existing cultures and folkways of today, for they are inheritance from the past. Other immaterial heritage elements such as music, dance, language, religion, food and cuisine, artistic tradition, and festival. Next, please. Okay, this is by Timothy and Boyd, 2006. Okay, check it. Okay, this is my slide. Actually, is just some readings for you all, and you can keep also this slide for your future references. Most of my slides is according to Timothy and Boyd Journal from 2003 and 2006. For the use of education, normally every journal regarding education for heritage, we will take around 2000 and above. Uh, Basically, this is what being mentioned by Timothy and Boyd. And for us, some of the intangible products, the language and correspondence such as poetry, old folk storytelling, myths and legends. There are also intangible products such as traditional sports and games such as sepak raga, talk, or formerly known as gasing, and martial arts is in Malaysia. Normally silat, we consider it as the martial arts in the cultural and heritage. Okay, traditional customs such as songs, dance, wedding ceremony, and even circumcision ceremony, we consider it as traditional custom. Traditional food and dishes such as laksa Johor, appam Johor, air janda kupulang, and mainly regarding the signature dish of each state in Malaysia. Last but not least is the traditional medicine such as cupping, or we know it as bekam, and traditional massage. So this is all sorts of cultural and heritage products. Okay, for the tangible product, normally we refer it to the attraction. Tangible is objects such as artifacts, coins, crates, historical buildings, monuments, archaeological sites, and even natural sites linked to the past. Okay, both of the mentioned cultural and heritage products, there are also some already in the pipeline being recognized by the UNESCO. Okay, for example, the intangible product recognition by UNESCO is our Mak Yong on 2008. This is a dance performance. We also have the Song of Dondang Sayang. We got it on 2018, traditional song. And martial arts silat, we got it on 2019. It is a traditional sport. Another example for tangible product recognition by UNESCO is Taman Kinabalu Sabah, Taman Negara Mulu, Archaeological Site Lembah Lenggong in Perak. Okay, maybe most of you are asking what UNESCO is. UNESCO stands for the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, specialized and aimed at promoting world peace and security through international cooperation in education, the science and culture. As we are speaking right now, for your information, recognition by UNESCO is a continuous effort by the Department of National Heritage by submitting application every calendar year. Now I will bring you all on how do we promote the culture and heritage segment. In a simpler term, how to do we sell silat? How do we sell song? How do we sell dance dishes together with the historical buildings or natural sites linked to the past? Okay, next. Okay, the first one is a product identification. We need to identify the unique selling point, USP. We call it USP, unique selling point of each product, and to cater both domestic and also international market. Second, we will do a product development. We develop the product to be in line with the current industry trend. The third one, we will do the promotion through tour operator. Okay, what does it mean by tour operator? For your knowledge, is a company specialized in transport and accommodation packages. Product owner, such as Department of Museum Malaysia, this is for culture and heritage segment. Other product owner are Sabah Park, National Park operators. And we also done some promotion through media. Media normally we done to mainstream newspapers, Astro for documentary, even bloggers. And we also done some fan tricks, familiarization tricks, by bringing KOL. This is the latest trending right now. KOL refers to key opinion leader, such as Instagram influencer, glamorous chef, or celebrity. Okay, a simple example how we go about will be like this. One of the subject matter in the Malaysia Tourism Plan 2020 to 2030 under the fourth strategy thrust is to understand and satisfy the needs of tourists according to their own perception. So our action plan is to identify and develop tourism product and packages based on demands and needs of tourists, including cultural and heritage products, by focusing on small group packages and personalized tours. And we will entice it together with the eco-tourism product and other niches available. So we will do some packages. We'll take a simple example of the archaeological site of Lembah Lenggong. So we take this as an example, okay? Lembah Lenggong is in Perak. This is our case study. So the first checklist to promote this cultural and heritage tangible product will be, first, it is a tangible cultural and heritage product in terms of archaeological site. Whereas the intangible element will be the storyline from the old folk storytelling regarding the archaeology relics left behind 10,000 to 11 years ago. Lembah Lenggong is also known as the Perak Man. This is where the relic is. Around 25 kilometers in the area, the signature food around the Lenggong area is a local delicacy from freshwater fish, which is ikan pakasam. It is a marinated fish in salt and toasted rice, followed by fermentation for 2 weeks. There is also traditional delicacy called kuih limas, or we normally mention it as tepung pelita. As for the music performance, around Lenggong there is a gendang silat music performance, which is also popular around the area. And the USP for the Lembah Lenggong, it is gazetted as one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and we will find out the accessibility either by road or by train. It's available around the area. So the packages that can be developed will be, first, a small group traveler, normally researchers from foreign universities or edu-tourism students, foreign or domestic, or even cycling or motorcycle clubs. The next one, the packages that we will develop, such as in the slide, for the case study of Lembah Lenggong, we will make a self-tailor-made packages, either self-driven vehicle or train packages. This is because earlier I said that the accessibility for this Lenggong is by road or by train that is available. Next, in the packages, we have to determine which accommodation within the area. So there are homestay packages, budget hotels offering, and when we come to the homestays or the budget hotels, There will be a welcome performance and food and beverage inclusive of what has been told earlier. We give them the gendang silat performance, the kuih limas, and the ikan kasam, or vice versa. Sometimes we also welcome performance during their visit to the site itself, not just in homestay or in the budget hotel. Okay, our new way forward, when whenever the package is ready, so we were creating the Instagrammable photography spot with the background of the heritage site. Heritage site is the Lembah Lenggong, so they will make a Facebook sharing or Instagram sharing. And alternatively, we can also appoint the KOL, key opinion leader, to go on the ground as an added value. Because most of the KOL, they have so many followers. So we will take our KPI, our key performance indicator based on maybe the tweet, the retweet, or how many followers do like what we are doing to the Lembah Lenggong Rally. Okay, for the collateral for this, it either will be by us or by public-private partnership company or agency. We will equip it with our tagline, City City Malaysia, which is targeted for domestic market, or Malaysia Truly Asia tagline, targeted for international market. Finally, all of the above will be the itinerary for the cultural and heritage packages, and we added with the pricing mechanism to make it the final will be to add the pricing according to what has been told earlier. Okay, next. Finally, the itinerary for the cultural heritage packages with the pricing that is already being added, we will promote through our international promotion division. Okay, how do we promote it? In Tourism Malaysia, we have the ASEAN division. We have the ASEAN division comprised of Southeast Asia region. We also have the Asia Africa division comprised of Middle East, West Asia, South Asia, China, and India region. And our last international promotion division is the Europe division, consists of America, Europe, Oceania region. The promotion is done through trade fairs or sales missions. For example, the ITB Berlin. ITB Berlin is also called the International Tourismusbörse Berlin. This is the world's largest tourism trade fair. The companies represented at the fair include hotels, tourist boards, tourist operators, system providers, airlines, and car rental companies. And for other than ITB Berlin, we also have SATE, SATCE. This is another trade fair called South Asia Travel and Tourism Exchange. And for the Arabian market, we have the ATM, Arabian Travel Mart. For the ASEAN market, we have the ATF, ASEAN Travel Fair. In terms of domestic promotion division, this is all states in Malaysia. The travel fair that is being done is Mata Fair. Some also Mata Chapter Fair, which is a smaller scale of the Mata Fair in each state. Okay, next. Okay, this is all the example, the trade fairs, the trade mission that we have been doing. Next. Okay, this is all just for you all. The last one will be the promotional items and collateral. Okay, with that, I think I've covered the topic quite comprehensively. I hope if you have any question, you can forward it to Ira or to online. And I will try to give my level best for your greater understanding about Tourism Malaysia roles and function in the tourism industry. Thank you, stay safe, and please comply with the COVID SOP.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Wanikmal, for the speech. And now let's go through some questions for Mr. Wanikmal from the participant. So you guys can left a question at the live chat over there. If you have any question to ask, anything you want to know about the tourism, and so on. Let's go, guys. Just wait a minute, like 1 more minute.
Okay.
So, yes, they have a one question over here from Hazira Raza. How was your experience in the tourism industry and how the industry has affected your life during this pandemic?
Okay. For me, tourism industry is the first to get hit and maybe the last to recover. This is my personal opinion based on my experience in the industry. But actually, the impact of the COVID-19 on the tourism industry was huge and devastating. With no immediate end in sight, the future is both uncertain and for me is unpredictable. But one thing for sure, travel and tourism will not be returning to a new normal and it will transition into a new paradigm. Even current research clearly indicates traveler intention and motivation has and will continue to change. I think there is a more focus on aspirational, authenticity, and immersive experience. Travelers will seek to travel less but experience more. And trust for me will become a critical aspect of the traveler decision in making any process.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ikma. And now we have a second question from Ara. So, what is the
Okay.
best place that you can recommend for our traveler after pandemic? Like which place? Yeah, I think I want to know is it as well.
Okay. Actually, this is quite uh, what to say, in the terms of our own perspective. What do you like? For me, I prefer to go to ecotourism spot. One of the ecotourism spot that is in my mind is the glamping area. Glamping area at least is a new segment. Is also called as glamorous camping. So we have it. One the most popular right now in Pahang, Janda Baik. Uh, I've yet to been there, but I think I will go after the pandemic. We call it Tiarasa. Actually, it's by the one of the previous uh, known artists, Datuk Sri Tiara Jekalina. Uh, it's a glamping area whereby you can go camping, but it is such a way that you can go and camp with aircon, air conditioner, and they also have the trees. They make it up on the trees, and also they make it swimming pool around the area. That will be my first place because I like eco. But of course, as a Negeri Sembilan, I'm born in Negeri Sembilan. There are so many places in Negeri Sembilan. We have ladang ternakan kuda Rembau in Rembau for horses. They got about 70 Arabian horses over there. This is all the new product that has yet to be developed by the even the industry. We also have the Juasih, Juasih Dairy Farm. Uh, Same like Kundasang, they offer the cows from the New Zealand styles of cow, and you can take pictures over there. It's quite interesting place. If you want to bring all the youngsters also, it's a good place for education. It's a combination of eco and edu tourism.
Okay, now we go to the next one. But before that, Mr. Ikmal, you say you like Ipoh, right? No, now I'm like Johor because of my hometown. Okay, now next we go to the Jameson. What are the
Alright.
challenges faced to ensure that tourists from abroad can familiarize themselves with the culture in Malaysia?
Actually, for J Johnson, we don't have any challenges because cultures are something to be experienced. So most of the people coming here, this is a new thing for them, and they will like it on the spot. In my years in the service, I've never heard any of the tourists who have any challenges or difficulties to adapt with our culture. Most of them will ask what is this culture and how do we adapt with the culture. And even as we have like multicultural culture, so they like it very much. If you go to homestays near Negeri Sembilan, near Johor, near Pahang, they also offers this kind of sharing experience, even sharing the cultures and food, and even the dance performance and the songs here. Okay, it's already azan in my office.
I think we can stop a bit because we
Alright,
have to respect. Yeah. Thank you.
okay. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على حي على الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت سيدنا محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والشرف والدرجة العالية الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته إنك لا تخلف الميعاد.
Okay, sorry.
For
Okay.
Shuhada.
Farhana Shuhada, which are the factors that determine in a tourist the destination for their travel?
Okay. Normally they will think about food and beverage because they want the authentic and of course good food. The pricing, of course, to get the value for money. The experience, meaning that new experience, such as when they go there, they can have the opportunity to wear traditional costumes, take pictures, put it in their Instagram, put it in their FB. Uh, but most of all, they also need to consider the accessibility. It's either by road or by air, because normally if the places is near KLIA or near the ferry jetty, so where they have to travel without long hours. This is also part of the factors that can determine the tourist destination for their travel.
Okay, now all done with the question. Thank you so much, Mr. Wanikma, for answering all the questions. So now,
Okay.
now we will have a video sharing. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, guys. Now, after both of the sharing section from our honorable speakers, let us refresh you guys with some informative and fun video about Malaysian culture. Are you guys curious to know more? And let's just refresh you guys with some informative and fun videos about Malaysian culture. Are you guys curious to know more? Type 1 in the live chat. Let's go. Okay, looks like a lot of you guys are excited. So please get ready a bowl of popcorn and enjoy this video. Oh wait, before that we also have a quiz time. So now we go to the quiz section about destination culture knowledge. So now there we will give you guys 5 seconds to you guys think about the answer and 10 questions for you guys to answer and the fastest to type in the live chat. Okay, are you guys ready? Let's go. So the first question is Museum Telecom. Can you guys tell me what the answer is? It Kuala Lumpur or Perak or Johor? Johor is my place. Yes. Don't tell me it's from Johor. I think so. So what's the answer? A from Era and the others? So the answer is A, Kuala Lumpur, orang KL, okay? Now we go to the second question. Identify the picture, Bangunan Sultan Sulaiman Shah. So where it come from, this place? The design is kind of like a court, like mahkamah, something like that. So the answer for the Bangunan Sultan Sulaiman Shah is Selangor, is a B. Congrats for Mohaimin, Jaafar. All of you guys. Okay, good. Give some support, guys. And then the number 3, question number 3 is a Kelly Castle. Oh, you know what? The Kelly Castle is a bit like horror, haunted, something like that. I don't want to go there. And next, I mean, is it from Perak or Kedah or Pulau Pinang for the Kelly Castle? It's a B, A, B, A. Okay, the answer is Perak. Okay, now we're gonna go to the question number 4. Identify the picture, Baba Nyonya Heritage Museum. Baba Nyonya, Chinese, Malay. Okay. Now what is the answer? Is it from Negeri Sembilan or Malacca or Kuala Lumpur? Don't tell me it's from Kuala Lumpur, okay? Orang KL, no. So the answer is from Era, Prince Ming. Yes, all you guys correct is from Malacca. Now we go next to the 5th question. Fifth question. Okay, now identify the picture. Istana Seri Menanti. Hi guys, I'm coming back. So the answer is A, Negeri Sembilan. Yes, I'm just saying about the design is look like a Minangkabau design because they have a horn over there. So now we go to the 6th question. The 6th question, identify the picture. Gallery Seni. It's kind of like a design of art. So where it come from? Police, Terengganu or Johor? Go. Is it C, A, B? Okay, a lot of you guys saying C. So the answer is C, correct. It's my place, but I also don't know. Okay, let's go to the 7th one. Question number 7. Museum Sultan Abu Bakar. Wow, is a Sultan, anak Sultan maybe, I don't know. So where is what's the answer? Is it Johor, Terengganu or Pahang? Oh, Pahang, no? So give up your answer from the live chat. So some of you guys saying that C, A, C, Terengganu, Pahang, C, all you guys said C. And then the correct answer is C, Pahang. All right. I don't want to speak about my Pahang language, so never mind. Go to the number 8. Number 8, identify the picture Istana Jaha. Don't tell me it's from Johor, okay? Just because of the name Jaha. Maybe it's a Johari, I don't know. So now the answer for this one, a lot of you guys say C, A, C, Akila, Rao, Disa, Zazi, Prince Ming, B, B, C, C. Okay, now the correct answer is Kelantan. Kelantan eat budu, is it? So I love budu. So now the next one, the question number 9. Identify the picture, Rumah Kelahiran Tun Dr. Mahathir. This is our Prime Minister 2 times. So I don't want to say which time. So now where is the place state from? Is it Pahang, Kedah or Perlis? Give up your live chat answer. Is it B, Kedah, and then the right answer is Kedah. Nice. Thank God you guys is correct, or not you guys are gonna dead. So now the last one, really last one, a war museum. Don't tell me that you guys, who's a team bola, yellow one, don't tell me that you guys don't know this place. B, C, B, A, B. Okay, now the right answer is, okay, I'm gonna go out. Okay, it's a Pulau Pinang, correct. So now we're gonna go to the now for the jury for the competition that we will have a Tengku Ahmad Ridaudin, Chairman Malay Arts Community Organization, and Miss Nick Azrita, Event Advisor, for this next segment. And since we have introduced our jury, we would like to invite our guest jury for the competition, Tengku Ahmad Ridaudin, the chairman of Malay Arts Community, the Malaysia organization, to give his talk regarding Ikatan Sampin Pahlawan. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I guess you guys enjoy the program. But first of all, I'd like to congratulate the organizer and the winner for the Ikat Samping, and also the participants. I think you guys have put up a great effort and some kind of bravery where you're willing to try something. I know some of you just got to know how to ikat samping, but it was very exciting to see you guys try your best. These times I saw that the theme for the program was more on the Malay and Malayness. It's also a great thing to do, but I would expect perhaps in the future there will be ikat samping by the non-Malay. They should learn how to ikat samping also. See? Then we can appreciate what is the meaning and the purpose and the philosophical behind the ikat samping. The next point I want to share with all of you is I think I'd like to also mention that this is the first time I saw private universities who has a student who actually concerned about cultures. I think this is a great thing, and I'm very happy to see students like you guys participating and also organizing some kind of educational regards our cultures and our heritage. I've been in with the heritage, I think, for the last 20 years, and I'm my focus is on kerés and the customary attires of Malay. However, I saw that the important point behind maintaining our traditional custom and heritage is not about maintaining certain particular races or particular identity. What is important for us is for us to understand that each different cultures has its own uniqueness, has its own philosophical identity. But most important is that all these cultural elements actually bring us to know each other, to identify and to share each other specialties. For example, the ikat samping. In the ikat samping competitions, um, even though there's not many participants, but the participant who participated in the competitions has shown me ikat bunga tanjung, ikat pahlawan, ikat samping. Um, what do you call it? There's one ikat samping that is custom ikat samping, but I have not seen the ikat samping like dendang perantau, ikat samping Johor, like dagang luar, dagang dalam, and I'm not seen ikat samping Pahang. And perhaps you guys this time try to look at the YouTube and maybe you guys try to copy. But I saw the winner of this ikat samping program, ikat samping competition. I think this guy perhaps has a basic background of how to ikat samping, because for me, ikat samping is not just you try to tie your sarung or whatever or samping, but most important is that you understand the philosophical behind ikat samping. For example, for us, if you put the flowers on the left and compared on the right, it give actually different meanings, and the length of the samping also give a different meaning. For example, like if you put on the left, for men, it gives a sign that you are actually trying to attract women. But if you put on the right, for men, you actually give a sign that you are now comfortable with your life and you are not ready for any engagement. You know, these things also give an idea. You know how our ancestors and our cultures do some kind of uh, uh, sign language. You see, like a signal by not saying something, but giving a signal by wearing something. So another thing is like if you put something pahlawan, it shows that your ikat samping bring up the identity of a pahlawan. And if you are like, I saw the Sri Kandi the other day, Sri Kandi, the ladies who actually put out the samping, um, I then it will actually bring out the identity of a Sri Kandi. The weakness that I saw is some of the ikat samping is just too simple. Perhaps next time I will see the ikat samping with bengkong, because bengkong actually will tighten your belly. You see, I saw ikat samping with a little bit flat, not flat belly. Um, see some kind of belly things, so it will not be look nice. So perhaps next time we have ikat samping where you put up the bengkong together with the ikat samping. Because the ikat samping Pahang, you have the bengkong inside the samping. So basically, you tighten your belly first so that you put up ikat samping, then it will look nicer. My other point is the samping itself, yeah, have a motif. Yeah, on the samping itself, there are motif on the samping, and there are also what they call a head and the body of the samping. So I saw this the winner. Why I think he became the winner? Because he put up the we call it the kepala kain or the head of the sarung on the left. So this unique knowledge of why we put on the left is to show that the wearer of this samping is from the what they call it, the royals. Yeah, those who are not from the royals family, basically their kepala kain will be at the back. Yeah, at the back. And those are on the from the royals, they're put on the sides. This is also to show some uh, differentiation from other participants, which make him the winner. And of course, another one, the way he actually pull the he also do the bunga tanjung, but the way he actually managed to pull the hand, yeah, that is how the correct way how to actually pull up the bunga, yeah, the flower of the samping. So this is also a unique technique, yeah. Not that you cut samping, you just take the kain and you just try to pull around and things like that, you know. So there is actually a way, a proper way of how to bring out the samping flower. My last point perhaps is this. What is the purpose of samping? Yeah, what is the purpose of samping in the traditional attire? The origin of the samping basically is a part of the baju Melayu. Yeah. How those our ancestors think is slightly unique. You see, many people, the modern people will see samping and the shirts or the baju Melayu actually as two pieces. However, uh, in the original attire, the samping and the baju actually one piece. So actually, we are wearing one piece, a longer pieces of shirts. Yeah, this is how it's supposed to look like. So the longer the piece, so it can goes into up to your ankle. Yeah, that is the longest that you can go. But the higher, then of course the style will be higher. What I want to share with this, if you are from Indian or from the Bangladeshi or from the Chinese, you will see that people in China, they wear kind of cheongsam. Yeah, cheongsam. You see their shirt is actually long up to the knee, right? Then if you go to India or Bangladesh, you see they also wear a kurta, where their pants, I mean their shirts actually longer up to the below, a little bit below your knees. If you see something from that angle, from the 2D or maybe not say 3D point of thinking, yeah. It's not only 3D pictures, but 3D minds, 3D thinking. The Malay put together samping and shirt as similar as kurta and as a cheongsam, but from the different perspective. So this is something we should study, how our ancestors has a kind of brilliant idea to put together two things as a one piece. And for that, I think thank you very much for inviting me to be the judge. I hope those who win will continue to promote our heritage and cultures. But please share and exchange cultures, because by understanding each other cultures, regardless races, regardless the country, we will understand the reason why we have to be together, bring peace to each other, and take care of each other. And of course, at the same time, maintaining the harmony, maintaining the prosperity, because the only way to us to grow and prosper is by maintaining peace. Thank you very much for the organizer. Thank you for the time, and I hope all of you enjoy the program. And maybe next year we do a better one.
Thank you so much, Tengku Ahmad Ridaudin. So since Hari Raya is coming up, the gentlemen have a new style to ikat sampin for your Raya or OOTD. Don't forget to hashtag us when you post your OOTD. So now, once again, thank you so much, Tengku Ahmad Ridauddin. Now let's move on. We would like to share the video of the competition winners of Ikatan Sampin Pahlawan.
Cintailah mana tidak berkias, jalinnya lalu dan tak beribu. Pakailah mana hendak berhias, cermin tu retas beribu. Mendendam unggas biar di hutan, jalan yang tinggal jangan berliku. Tilamku emas, jadanya intan, berpantang lengah.
Bersani mengalirlah di kau, menjadi raksa mengisi belikat bumi. Agar aku bisa berdiri dengan dansa bagaikan Laksmana Melayu.
So guys, what you guys think about this video and those participants joining this competition? So now I will announce all the winner of the competition. Now the second runner-up goes to Siti Nurul Ashikin. Round of applause. And now the first runner-up goes to Muhammad Haris. Again, round of applause, guys. And the grand prize goes to Fakrul Naim. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations to all the winners who participate in this competition. It seems like our show is nearing to end. So before we say goodbye, I would like to introduce the committee members behind the scene who make this event a success. So our dedicated advisor, Madam Nick and Miss Nisha, the event manager and assistant manager, Hazira and Muhaimin, and the rest of the committee members, Liana, Nurin, Jana, Farahana, and Shahrul. And I'm your MC for this event, Lenny. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a little announcement to share with you guys. Actually, after this event, we have two more exciting events coming up, which is Hotel Industry Past and Future that will be held on 1st April 2021, 11 a.m. and F&B Industry, The Chop Spoon, 6th April 2021, 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. So what are you guys waiting for? Scan QR code and register. Do follow their Instagram or the hashtag virtual event 2021, and don't forget to subscribe to Segi College Subang Jaya YouTube channel for more updates. Our event has officially reached to the end. On behalf of the committee members, we would like to thank everyone for your precious time to stay with us until the end. So we want to express our gratitude to the speakers, Dato, Encik Wan, and Tengku for willing to share your thought with us today. Please help us to improve our future by scanning the QR code or click on the link provided by our committee members and give your feedback about this event. So if you want to be like us, do join Segi College Subang Jaya, a 6-star college for 15 executive years. Eternal happy, stay positive, and stay away from COVID-19. Have a good day, everyone. So that is for today. Thank you again for participants for spending time to join in this event, The Hidden Secret of Malaysian Culture. Bye-bye.